بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا ونبينا ومولانا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. In these days of Ramadan, we look at a very important subject, and a subject which I generally come into contact with on a regular basis at the Muslim Judicial Council, and that is the subject of conciliation and reconciliation. How important is that, and especially in the days of Ramadan that we find ourselves in, and on top of that, in the days of lockdown, when people find it a bit stressful, when they have to deal with one another. So then how important is it to create an atmosphere of love and mahabbah and the hearts kept together in terms of our deen, in terms of Ramadan and what we have to achieve in the month of Ramadan. We must know that amongst the higher objectives of the deen of Islam is that we create that mahabbah and that mawaddah, that love and affection between one another. That is what the deen of Islam calls its followers, its adherents to do. And that is bring the hearts together, help one another, ta'awun wa tanasur, help and cooperate with one another, assist one another. And Islam looks at discord and fighting as something which has a serious negative impact on the individual as well as the community. So therefore Islam would say stay away from that. Would order you to leave it off. Any kind of discord or conflict or clash. But Islam would rather call you rise to the occasion of bringing people together. Rise to the occasion of reform. Rise to the occasion of conciliation. Rise to the occasion of reconciliation. All of those things which basically means love one another for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And especially when it comes inside a family, from a family to a bigger community and to the community at large. But it starts at the family. It starts at home. When we take this path, then this is seen as one of the most obedient ways to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In actual fact, would you know that the person, let me call him the reformer, conciliator, the darajah of that person, the rank of that person is higher than a person that is fasting. Is even higher than a person that is making salah. Why? Because that conciliation is going to cause unity. It's going to bring the hearts together. It's going to fortify and strengthen the community. And that is what Islam calls for. So therefore, in the days that we are in these days of Ramadan, these great days that we have, where people's spirituality is on a higher level than normal, this is where we take the opportunity to cause conciliation and reconciliation. You have a golden opportunity where we can take away that dislike and that hatred that has been there, and we change it, and we remove all of those reasons why we should cut ourselves off from one another. Remove the reasons why we should dislike one another. For the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you and I both know Shaitan is always there to make sure that fighting and discord and hate and all of those kind of things must stay there. So therefore, you are not on the sunnah of the Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam if you continue. Or let me say that in a different way. You are the sunnah of the Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam when you create conciliation, reconciliation, and love and mahabbah and overlook and give maaf. And if people want to call it walk and sweeping it under the carpet, the deen of Islam calls for conciliation and reconciliation. But we are not of the followers of Shaitan, that cause us to fight with one another, that calls us to hate one another, and there must always be that anger and so on. And you and I both know it's something that we cannot handle. Listen to this ayah in the Holy Quran. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, لا خير في كثير من نجواهم إلا من أمر بصدقة أو معروف أو إصلاح بين الناس ومن يفعل ذلك ابتغاء مرضات الله فسوف نؤتيه أجرا عظيما. Surah An-Nisa, ayah number 114. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says there is no benefit in all these private and secret meetings except if that meetings are going to order with charity. If that meeting is going to order with good, to do something good, or conciliation. Reconciliation. And whoever does that for the sake of Allah Ta'ala, فَسَوْفَ نُؤْتِيهِ أَجْرًا عَظِيمًا. Allah says we will give that person a great reward. So therefore, when we look at Islah bayn al-nas, that Allah Ta'ala says that conciliation between people, then the ulama of tafsir says no, that this is a general statement, so it means that becomes reconciliation or conciliation and reconciliation on matters where blood was flowing, on matters where money was involved, on matters where people's honor was involved. All of those kind of things is where we bring in reconciliation or conciliation. The Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam says that, you know what, your body, your bone structure, everything there, it has the responsibility of a sadaqah. Everything. Now you're thinking, all of this bones in my body, Ya Allah, how am I going to manage all of this sadaqah? The Nabi alayhi salatu says, for all every day you must give sadaqah. Then the Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam says that every day where you judge between two people, it's a sadaqah. Where you bring reform, when you conciliate, when you bring them together, it's a sadaqah. When one person helps another person with his riding animal, and here in our case will be in the cars, whether you put the stuff in the car, or pack it out, or whatever help them with in terms of the car, it's a sadaqah. When you even say a good word, is a sadaqah. Every step that you take towards salah is a sadaqah. Anything that you remove from where somebody could possibly get hurt, it's a sadaqah. So we have all of these opportunities where we have the opportunity to make things right, to fix things. Remember, the doors of the Jannah, we said right at the beginning, it's open. The doors of the Jannah is open, and it opens every throughout the year, Yawmul Khamis wa Yawmul Ithnain, every Monday and every Thursday opens the door for the Salihin from the Ummah of the Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam, except two people. Except two people. Muslim, making salah, fasting, reciting the Holy Quran. The doors open on a Monday and a Thursday for the Ummah except two people. Who are those people? Are those people who are harsh with one another, who are rude with one another, who is shunning one another, who has bitter resentment towards one another. The doors is not open for them. They don't get the benefit of that great opportunity. The Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam says in a hadith, تعرض الأعمال في كل يوم خميس واثنين, that the doors of the Jannah opens every Khamis wa Ithnain. Khamis is Thursday, and Ithnain is Monday. فيغفر الله في ذلك اليوم لكل امرئ لا يشرك بالله شيئا. Allah forgives for every Muslim, every person that does not commit a shirk with Allah Ta'ala. Allah Ta'ala forgives the person on those days. إلا, except امرأ كانت بينه وبين أخيه شحناء, someone that has this bitter resentfulness between them and their brother, between them and their sister. There's harshness, there's fighting, there's rudeness, there's swearing. People don't want to be in one another's company. Then what is it said about that too? It says, انظروا هذين حتى يصطلحا. انظروا هذين حتى يصطلحا. انظروا هذين حتى يصطلحا. Leave of those two, don't include them in the reward until they come to a resolve, until they sort themselves out. Can you still wait? The Jannah doors is waiting. Jannah doors is waiting. We cannot still wait. And we want to end up with the hadith in terms of the daraja, the ranks of the salah and the fasting and the person that's causing conciliation, that the Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam says in the hadith, ألا أخبركم بأفضل من درجة الصيام والصلاة والصدقة. Says, shall I not inform you what is in a higher rank than that of fasting, that of salah, and that of giving sadaqah? So obviously the Sahaba said, Bala ya Rasulullah. They said, yes, ya Rasulullah. And the Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam says, Islah that al-bayyin, to cause conciliation and reconciliation between people. فَإِنَّ فَسَادْ ذَاتَ الْبَيِّنِ هِيَ الْحَالِقَةِ. Because when that happens, it will cause destruction. It will destroy what is around it. May Allah Ta'ala use us that we are the tools for conciliation, the tools for reconciliation, for bringing people together. But let us be the example on showing that we are prepared to say, I give you back, I overlook. Let's bring our hearts together. Allah Ta'ala make us all min al-muttaqeen wa min al-muslimin wa min ibadi al-salihin. وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته.